Hey, my unique followers! It's me, Kelly, the creative mastermind behind Unique Designs by C&K. Today, we are going to bring my son's creation, or I should say, creative idea, and his love for sharks to life in a keychain. Now, this is a 3-layer process, so I will show you all 3 layers. And forgive my special guest, which was my son, Frankie. He got really nervous, and I'm not going to make him do the video with me because he got really nervous, and he's really sorry, but he got nervous. So, let's get to it. Let me show you how my son came up with this idea. He has a love for sharks. Sharks, reptiles, you name it, he is obsessed with it. And he wanted to make a keychain with sharks circling. Now, Frankie, does not let me do anything simple. He has to be extra because he knows his mom, is going to be extra for him. So, we are going to do the first layer. And he wanted both normal and hammerheads. So these are just regular transparent sheets. I got those off of Etsy. Now I'm just going to spritz a little bit of alcohol in here to help the process along. So the first layer is a clear, and I just put it in these cute little keychain molds. Now, my son and his sister, both Frankie and Jay, as you've seen in the other video, I call her multiple names, but she prefers to be called Jay, have 2 different creative minds. And my son, Frankie, he loves to incorporate animals into anything that's being created. So I did a shark pencil case, and then I did another shark keychain. I've done shark bookmarks for him, and this time he wants me to do another shark keychain. And each layer takes about 10 milliliters of resin. So I'm just going to take these sharks, and I take some tweezers, and I just kind of place them in. He wanted them to, like they're circling. So we're going to go into a circular pattern with this. I lay it on top of the resin first until I get them right about where I want them. Or in this case, where Frankie wanted them. And then I'll push them back in the plate. I'll push them down. I just use a little toothpick, because sometimes you'll capture bubbles underneath the transparent film, and it's always good to just push it into the resin, because any bubbles captured underneath will be forced out and up to the surface, so you can remove the air bubbles. Now, as a note, I always wear latex gloves when I'm handling resin. So please, when you're handling 2-part resin or UV resin, please wear gloves. Ouch. Forgive me, I just headbutted my own display. So that's just this layer. So I'm going to spritz it with a little bit of alcohol. It helps with removing bubbles as the resin settles. Oh, the air bubbles will rise up. Now, my son wanted this teal green high sparkle. He picked it out. I have tons of glitter for him to choose from, and he chose this one. This is Resin, and I got it off of Amazon. You can find them on Amazon, and you actually can find this particular color on Amazon. It's called green teal, holographic. And for the second layer, it's another 10 milliliters, and I'll hit this because sometimes with the glitter it captures bubbles, and I'll spritz a little bit on there. And I will just, I mix it a little bit, and then I just pour it in. No, it's 10 milliliters a layer. Roughly that. As it settles, that may change, because resin does push and pull. So if you're trying to do two different glitter colors, just remember resin has a mind of its own. So if it doesn't want to go a certain place, it will not go there. So that was the second layer. And then the third layer is where we're going to put the hammerheads on. So if you are still watching, it would be wonderful if you would smash that subscribe button, like my video, and throw me a comment. Something, it could be anything, a question about what I'm doing, or just to tell my son it's okay that he couldn't do the video, that it's okay to be nervous. Or if you want to see something different, another animal, you can always let me know. So I just put the clear resin into this one. Sometimes it can get a little touchy and it won't go all the way out. I can hit it with a little rubbing alcohol, just like this, and it will pull the resin where I need it. Or you could pick it up because you're 2 layers in, so it's a lot, the mold's a lot stable. And you can just manipulate that resin where you want it. And then I'm going to do what I did with the normal sharks, which is I'll place them just like so. Right into the resin. Now don't worry about if you accidentally overlap them, because here, like I said, when you push them in, you can move them around. Now there is something you need to know about transparent film. It can be scratched very easily, so you got to be careful when you're cutting them out and are placing them, because you can scratch them. That ink will scratch off. I've learned the hard way. I've many times have had to redo this. I just kind of help the resin along a little bit. With the toothpick, you can move that resin to kind of MacGyver it where you want. And then you can finish it off. Do a spray just in case you got some air bubbles. Now, I know you guys are going to ask, well, why aren't you using a heat gun? Because you can use a heat gun if you want. The reason I'm not using a heat gun, I'm not a particular fan of a heat gun, because there's a downside to a heat gun. A heat gun will, over time, disintegrate your silicone mold. So I use rubbing alcohol to extend the life of my mold so I can get more creative projects out of it. So, as you see, once you're finished with all 3 layers, you'll have this cool shark silhouette keychain. Now, I will list the materials I used and where I got them, so you can go create your own. Now, in total, it takes about 30 milliliters to do this keychain. So, you guys have fun, and I look forward to our next video. So until next time, be you, be unique.